Hi, everyone. Matt here with the Relief Valve podcast. First, I wanted to thank everyone, all of the new viewers and subscribers. We're up to several hundred people on both pages, like 500 on YouTube, 600 on Rumble. On X, we're at 400 and change. It keeps fluctuating with all the fake Indians that try to sign up and then they get kicked off. But I wanted to thank everybody that's been tuning into the show. You know, when I started the show, I said I don't care if I end up reaching 5 people, 500 or 5,000, just to get this message out there and be another voice in the fight against the craziness of what's going on in our politics and how these shitbags and the left try to run our daily lives. If you like the show, and you are considering donating, which I really appreciate if you're willing to do, you'll see here that you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Relief Valve podcast. Also, you can scan that QR code that I made by myself. I'm very proud. Well, not by, I had help from a website to do it, but I made that, and it'll take you directly to my link on Buy Me a Coffee, and you can donate to the show. I pay for everything out of pocket. I don't receive anything currently. This is a show that I'm still trying to grow, and I'm hoping to see current support or, at some point, future support as well. But in the meantime, thanks for all the live viewers and subscribers that we have. Once again, it's really appreciated. And in order to help entice you guys into being a part of the show and potentially donating, I'd like you to check out our new sponsor that we have. Thanks, everyone. Where's the rest of the video? Hello. That whole thing should have saved. That's not good. Why did it only... Hi, everyone. Matt here with the Relief Valve podcast first. And in order... Okay, we're going to have to redo that. The stupid fucking thing. The editor didn't put the entire file together, even though I put the entire file together. Fucking piece of shit. Okay, so I had a funny intro, and there's supposed to be a whole intro for the fucking show. Goddamn thing. All right, well, I figured some stuff here. Bear with me with the regular intro.
Hello, everyone.
Nope, that was not the right one.
And her...
That was the old one that I was working on. I had the dog with me, but
disappear.
I didn't like this, and I was half in the bag. I'm not going to do that one. So,
life got you feeling down. Baby Billy's Health Elixir will lift you up. Heal the spirit to heal the body.
Colds, flus, streps, even COVIDs. Every disease cured with ease by this blessed formula based on ancient scripture. You just drink this tasty coconut silkiness every morning, and that's it. Done. $100 for a 1-month jug. Additional jugs only $65 a pop. And I make nothing. Zero. Zilch. By the time I pay all my scientists, all my people in my research department, lab coats, it's a wash. Well, why you do it then, baby Billy? Well, because I'm selfless. And I want to heal as many people as the dear Lord lets me.
Baby Billy's Health Elixir. A miracle in a bottle. Not approved by the FDA. A miracle in a bottle. Not approved.
and then it counts down. I won't make you wait for the whole thing. We're going to speed up a little bit here, because I've got to fix this new one and what went wrong. Why it didn't add on this piece. Technology. Oh, it helps, and it's also a headache. All right, that's what it was supposed to be. Now I can fix that at another time, but let's get to the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a random midweek Blitzkrieg. I've been playing with the name of the show. I tried a random midweek Blitzkrieg, and I don't know. I'm just playing around with different names. So I think I want to go with a random Blitzkrieg or a random midweek Blitzkrieg. I haven't decided, but we'll get there, and then I'll have it in for all of the for all of the intros after I fix this fucking thing. And if I turn my camera back on, that would probably be pretty good too. Let's put my war hat on. Okay, this is my fuck around and find out hat with the blacked out in the American flag. Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the show. So yesterday I covered what happened with the Carmelo Anthony case. I was live following news feeds about how the final play out of that case went. I was live for when they gave the verdict of guilty, and I had been already going for a couple of hours. It took some time. And then I went off because I had other things to do, and it took about 4 or 5 more hours for them to come up with the time frame. And they came up with 35 years. I know some people think, well, this is great. I was speaking with someone, they said 35 years is roughly the minimum standard for Texas, which as far as I'm concerned is unacceptable. So now with 35 years, he is eligible for parole in 17 years, which puts him roughly at 35 years old. So he will have the whole other rest of his life to participate in, live in, and if a whole bunch of people that are supporters of him murdering white people like to throw money at him, he'll have a nice little trust fund waiting for him when he gets out of prison. In the meantime, the Metcalfs have lost a son. Metcalf is dead. He will no longer have any more opportunities in his life, but this fucking piece of garbage will have the opportunity to get out of prison in the prime of his life. So, you know, I've been having different discussions with people online, and the general consensus is this is not enough. It is not appropriate at all, and I absolutely agree with that. 35 years with a minimum of 17 with good behavior and early release is absolutely unacceptable. Their range was 5 years to 99 years, and you come up with 35. So these people were pussies. They decided, I bet they were like bleeding heart faggots who were probably like, oh, well, you know, one life is lost. Should we take another? Should he not have the opportunity for rehabilitation? Should he not be able to come back having learned his lesson over murdering someone? He didn't rob a 7-Eleven and take a couple sodas and a candy bar. He took someone's life. Why the law doesn't have an eye for this is beyond me. You took a life. You pay yours in reparations. The black community likes to talk about reparations. How about this reparation? An eye for an eye. I don't care if it wasn't your intention to kill him when you showed up. You had the intentions for problems to happen. You had the intentions for violence to happen. You went there on purpose. It's not like you were sitting at a bus station terminal minding your own business, and the Metcalfs came over, got in your face, started shoving you, slamming your head into a wall. You pulled a weapon in order to defend yourself, and in the heat of the moment, somebody ended up dying. He went to a place he wasn't supposed to be at, entered an area he wasn't authorized to be in, came from a different school his school wasn't even participating, sat in there and then refused to leave and got into a heated argument with the Metcalf brothers that were there, and then said, if you touch me again, see what happens. That means I'm going to cut you. But instead of slashing him or doing something he could have gone to the hospital and survived from, he stabbed him directly in the heart. As far as I'm concerned, this was his plan all along. His plan was violence, and in the back of his mind, I bet he was hoping that violence escalated to murder. And that's exactly what he did. And these fucking bleeding heart faggots settled for 35 years. It's fucking unacceptable. And anyone that says it's fine, 35 years is cool, pull your head out of your ass. So now again, he has the option to get out in 17 years. Now, here's the caveat. when he goes for the parole hearing, the Metcalf family can show up. They can make statements to the parole board and advocate for why he should not be allowed out of prison. And the panel can decide if they're swayed by this or not. So is there the possibility that he could try for parole in 17 and then be denied based on witness statements and the family statements? Sure. But it's not 100% given, as opposed to if you had given him like 50 years. Then you could have increased the minimum parole time to like 25 years. He could do it. Now he's lost more time. At the bare minimum, throw us something that isn't a rotted, useless bone. But I'm a realist, and this is what it is. I can bitch about it all day. The sentence is 35 years, with at least right now the possibility of parole in 17. Now, a lot of things were happening in the middle of all this. You heard about black jurors that were removed from the court. They were not allowed to participate in this. Now, the left and other bad faith actors are now saying the court and the system went out of its way to remove all of the black people from this so that it would be only whites, which is also a lie. It was not only whites. It was split between whites, Latinos, I believe some Asians and some Indians. I don't mean the kind. I mean the thank you, come again. There were some in there. I'm going to try and find that list because I had it at one point on my page. It was not predominantly whites. And the blacks were eliminated for a very specific reason, because every one of them that were interviewed during the juror process said, we can't in good conscience vote against our own people. Now, a person here is going to call into the war room. She was a juror that was there, or a participant that was there waiting in line, waiting for her turn, and part of the interview process. She is going to give you an inside look into the interview process and how the black jurors that were chosen were eliminated. It was for a good reason, because the majority of a couple of the black jurors answered the questions in very suspect ways, which led the prosecution to believe they would not be able to be unbiased. A handful of the other potential black jurors came right out and said, we will not be able to vote against our own kind. We're not going to be able to do it when asked to do so when the time comes. They were eliminated as well in just cause. But here's one woman here that was inside the courtroom, saw all of this and experienced all of this for herself, and she's going to tell you how the process went on the inside. Here it is.
Let's go to Petra, called in. She was a juror in the selection pool of the Carmelo Anthony trial. Petra, so you weren't there for the entire trial. You were just there for the jury selection?
Correct.
Okay.
There was nearly 600 of us, and I was in the last 250. And I noticed, I watched all of the voir dire going on, and those three black jurors, they kind of eliminated themselves. One of them was a gentleman who said, I could never convict a brother, so he kind of knocked himself out.
There's
and the other two were women. They were educators, and the nature of their questions and their comments, I think, kind of pointed toward bias. So they kind of, in my never-to-be-humble opinion, kind of eliminated themselves. And I've been a juror before in the...
So they came out and said, we're not going to be able to be unbiased. And this has happened before, which shame on them, first of all. You should go in there not thinking about race or color, but thinking about the right and wrong of this whole situation. But these people all go by the, what black people have been mistreated through history. It's still happening right now, so you have to save a brother. And so it was okay to stab somebody in the heart. Somebody asked on X, they said, this is a black guy, he said, if the situation were reversed, and Metcalf was the one that stabbed Carmelo in the heart, circumstances were exactly the same, no change to any of that whatsoever, what would all of you have done? And I would have said, same verdict, guilty. If Metcalf and his brother, or came by themselves, walked into Carmelo Anthony's tent while he's setting up for training, track, a football game, whatever, go into his tent, decide to start trouble, refuse to leave, a knife is pulled by them, and they stab Carmelo, who was at a proper event, was participating in a sports related thing, and was supposed to be there, I would have found against the Metcalfs as well. No difference in the change of that situation. I don't care that he's white. The only ones that care about the race are the race grifters, like these ones that showed up for to be considered for the jury pool. And by the way, I brought this up on yesterday's stream. In the George Floyd case, in Derek Chauvin's case, it was the exact opposite. His jury panel consisted of Black Lives Matter supporters and activists. In fact, one of them was outed by people online. They had pictures and video of him participating in Black Lives Matter protests and events and riots. He was part of the active juror pool that was making a decision on Derek Chauvin. Despite that proof, he was allowed to remain and was one of the ones that said guilty to Derek Chauvin. So black people can take their activists, put them on a panel, and go against white people without any proper morals or justification, and it's perfectly fine. But if they're questioned in this case and they're removed because they can't be unbiased, now we've got racism and we've got a horrible situation that's happening. It's reverse racism. It's absolute bullshit. And this is what it's not white people continuing the race problem. It's black people, because they can't let it go, because they have put forward a system of victimhood. And that has been their lineage to pass from son to daughter and etc. Instead of sharing that you have your own strength, you have your own power and ability, that you can do your own thing, you're a person like every other person. Instead, it's like the victimhood is passed on from family to family and generation to generation. And this is why in this day and age, we are still talking about how black people were slaves 300 fucking years ago. Like, what? I've brought this up too. We as white people, should we still be angry at the British Empire for being in control of the American colonies before we took over? I mean, by the logic of how the black community argues that, we should still be angry at England, and we should still be enemies with England, because why forgive them for the hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans that they slaughtered during the Revolutionary War? Why aren't we still pissed off about that? Because you fucking move on. Fucking get over it. All right. That's my rant. I'm done. We're going to continue with this.
The more you talk, the more you're probably going to get yourself eliminated.
It's just like dealing with the police. Only answer the question. Don't give them any more information.
Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of people that would stand up and say they wouldn't be able to convict somebody who looks like a young person or a child, which he's not a child. But so there was a lot of that going on. A lot of people were unable to be on that jury because it was, they felt like they were putting a child in prison.
Now, how long did it take you or the process to go through? It was like they said 589 people. How long did that process take?
Took about 3 days, because I was there for the whole thing. I was on the last day when they let 100 of us go, and then they had narrowed it down to the last 150, and then that day is when they selected the 12 and the alternates.
And at any time, did you feel that there was racial bias going on with the jury selection process?
Absolutely not. It was a very educating experience, especially here in the state of Texas. I'm originally from California. I escaped from my hellhole there, and I was on a jury years ago, so it was interesting for me to learn a little bit of the difference between premeditation, that concept, and the shadow of a doubt, which is a little different than in California. So I got to learn quite a bit. But no, I did not see any bias as far as anything like that. And we were all numbers, not names. And I'm not using my real name either on your call either.
Okay.
But it was a very interesting experience. But it was and we already knew that Anthony was not going to speak for himself, or Carmelo, because his defense attorneys asked, how would you all feel if he does not speak for himself? And a lot of people said, that's probably not a good thing if he's claiming self-defense, and we want to hear about it. So it was.
By the way, he didn't. He didn't get up and defend himself. He didn't even get up and try to bullshit everybody into the reason that he did what he did, which in my mind, and everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and in my mind, that's no remorse. He intended to do it. I mean, this should have been even more of a push for the jury to show, listen, he couldn't even get up. You couldn't even try to pretend and cry. He cried at the verdict. He cried for himself. He didn't cry for what he did. Cried for himself. But you couldn't even get up and try to have the balls to say, I defended myself. I went in there because I went into their tent and forced my way into an area I wasn't supposed to be in because I felt this way or I felt that way. And then when it was 2-on-1, I felt like I was going to get my head smashed in. And that's the reason I pulled the knife. Like, you couldn't even try to come up with a bullshit excuse. He just sat there. Nope. Not like what kind of smug fucking bullshit is that? I'm going to sit here. You're going to find me innocent because I'm a black kid in America in 2026. I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not going to say shit. And you all can fucking figure it out. And they did. He got served. Why they thought it was a good idea for him to not speak up, I don't know. In my opinion, that makes it look worse.
They had a tough time picking some folks that would not let all this kind of stuff affect them.
Yeah, and so I guess you didn't see the makeup of the final jury that was there.
No, I was dismissed right before they chose those.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that's very interesting, and I see what you're saying by premeditation or shadow of a doubt, because apparently he at some point he had to make that decision to go into his backpack and pull out a knife. And why did he bring a knife with him? I mean, who goes to a track meet looking for a knife fight? That's what a lot of people were probably saying to themselves. If I was on the jury, that's what I would have said. Who goes, like, I don't go to a soccer, I used to play soccer in high school. I played basketball in college. I also played tennis. I never thought of bringing a knife to one of my matches ever in high school. Not even, and when I played in college, I didn't think that either. I never was like, well, I better bring a knife in case something breaks down.
Right, exactly.
Now, in someone's defense, or maybe Carmelo himself, I understand traveling with a weapon so you don't need a weapon at a track meet or a football game. But it is better to have something to protect yourself on you if you are walking from point A to point B to C, right? So let's say you've got a 2-mile hike from your house to a track meet or a football meet. Also, you live in a bad area or an area that's prone to having problems. I can understand you having the weapon on you. I'm not going to say that he shouldn't have it on him. He's not allowed to. I'm a proponent of the Second Amendment. I carry a weapon on me. That doesn't mean that I am going to perpetuate violence everywhere I go with it. It does mean I have it and I'm prepared for violence. So I could understand that discussion in this situation. But the level of violence has to be met by a similar response in violence. So if I punch you, the action is a punch back, not a stab in my heart, not reaching for the knife and stabbing for my heart. And let's say, for the sake of argument, in order to de-escalate the entire thing, you pull the knife. You don't start going stabby McStabbins with it. You hold it up and you go, get away from me, and give everybody an opportunity to realize how the situation has changed and for everybody to de-escalate and back up. It's like if I was pulling my weapon. I'm not immediately going to go right to your head and go like we're in a mafia movie. I stand and have it in front of me on my lap in a safe position and go, what is this turning into? What do we have here? I'm not going to actively threaten. This is a chance for everybody to de-escalate. And that's what you should do if you're a good faith actor. If you're going to pull the knife, okay, pull the knife. Don't start using it. Go, this is where we're at right now. And all of this needs to stop. I'm leaving. You guys back off. I'm leaving. No one has to get hurt and has harm come to him. But his immediate thing was to pull it and stabby stab. Like, that's not de-escalation. That goes, okay, they push me, here you go, here's a knife for you. I mean, that's ghetto bullshit tactic. That's what ghetto trash does to each other in the hood. And that goes to show how his parents raised him. It was, you get into a situation, don't be a good person. Don't try to figure things out. If you're in imminent danger, like the Metcalfs pulled a couple of knives too, and now we're in a knife fight like it's a fucking Rambo movie or something, fine, pull your knife and do what you have to do. That wasn't the case. They were unarmed. They were at a practice. So you pulled a weapon on unarmed civilians. And then instead of offering a warning, you immediately went to the worst case scenario of violence with it. The two actions do not meet each other. There wasn't that understanding of imminent death that was being offered to everybody. It was totally one-sided.
So I don't. That's not good. And his defense and him not speaking for himself, which I think, they do that so it doesn't open him up to the defense,
right? And
or
I
the
think
prosecution
that's
questioning him. That's why they didn't do that, and they knew he was going to get dusted because the witnesses that they were calling forth kept saying, well, it doesn't look like any self-defense. They weren't bullying the guy. They just told me he had to leave. And it didn't look like they're about to beat him up. They just said, hey, you got to get out of here. And, obviously he took it way too far. And it's a shame. It's a shame. 2 lives are ruined because of that action. Karmelo is going to ruin his life, and then he killed another kid. So, I don't think anybody wants to see anybody ruin their life. But when you do that, you do have to pay the consequences. So I'm only thinking he's going to get 8 years. What do you think? You think?
I think they're going to probably give him more.
Okay.
I think so. If they were so quick to...
And this was prior to, obviously, because they're playing the guessing game. We already know it.
Find him guilty of murder. I don't think they're going to just let him off with 5 years or anything like that. I think they will go for at least 25 or more. I hope because we can't. And here in Collin County, that's the reason I moved to Collin County specifically, was because it is a very conservative stronghold here, and I am a conservative Republican, and that's why I escaped from my.
How did you live in California? I guess San Diego's not too bad, but the rest of the state.
So, despite being faced by the way, here's another element. Despite being faced by generally leaning conservatives and likely Republicans. Now, as far as the jury goes, for anyone that's unfamiliar with it, the prosecutors and the defense get to do interviews with potential jurors and weed out ones that are going to be biased against either one side or the other. So to the best of your ability, you try to find somebody who is going to look at the situation with an open mind and decide who's right and who's wrong, not go in there with a bias and go, I don't like black people, so I'm voting against Karmelo, or I do love black people, therefore I'm going against the Metcalfs. You're eliminating all of those, and you're just finding, hey, are you someone that is going to look at the breakdown of this entire situation, and you are going to make the best good faith decision on how this broke down, in your opinion, and how, who was wrong, who is right, and then the equal punishment that person should receive. So that's the interview process between all of them. So they can eliminate potential jurors as they go. That's how the 3 black jurors got eliminated, and I'm willing to bet the defense eliminated a whole bunch of white jurors as well. Anyone that said that they were able to find their Facebook page and found them to be super Trumpers and conservative and yada yada, and they got them eliminated. So they had an advantage, a little bit of an advantage on their side too. But in what is potentially a conservative or at least neutral juror pool, this kid managed to get 35 years with an early release of 17. Now, if all the whites are bad Nazis that hate blacks and do everything else, why didn't he get 99? They had the option from 5 to 99. Why didn't they do that? If you hate blacks, we're all Nazis, and you give him the maximum because he created this whole situation. It never needed to happen. I would have fucking given him 99. And then maybe you can have parole at like 70. After you sacrificed, you paid the blood price. You spent 70 years in, you can rot on a couch in a retirement home for the remainder amount of time. I will allow you to have a pittance to have that you don't deserve. But they were perfectly reasonable. I don't agree with it, but they were reasonable, I guess. And they gave him 35, and that holds a potential to get him out in 17. So are all the whites and Republicans Nazis and horrible people? Because he took a kid's life, and he's still going to have 60 years to live if he gets out at 35. Let's say he makes it to 90 and he maintains his health and he does well. So he can make it to 90 years old. So he will be able to live 60 years that Metcalf won't get, because his ended a year ago and he's done. I mean, for a bunch of Nazis and Republicans and Nazis, that's pretty fucking generous as far as I can tell. I would have given this piece of shit 99.
Yeah, well, yeah, it all rolls up into a big ball. But, I moved here to Collin County precisely because we follow laws here. You can't get away with stuff.
Yeah, and it took about a year for justice to be served, which is fairly short in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we still don't know who stole the 2020 election.
Oh, and I will tell you, this Judge Roach, you don't want to mess with this guy. He's a pretty scary guy. So, yeah,
okay,
he's a great judge. I have the utmost respect for him.
And you guys are north of Dallas, right?
Right. Princeton is in northeast of Dallas.
Okay.
And this courthouse is in McKinney.
Oh, all right. I know where McKinney is. Okay.
Princeton is just a little town.
Right. Well, appreciate you calling, Petra. Thanks for doing your civic duty and
in a small town as well. I mean, you think it would have been a lynching, not a straightforward case where they analyzed everything and they went through it with apparently cool heads, or cooler than mine if I was there, and gave him a sentence that was reasonable, but didn't take away his entire life, which is still mind-boggling to me. But Metcalf lost his life, and Carmelo Anthony will still get to live out his life in his prime if he gets out at the 17-year mark. That's pretty fucking reasonable as far as murdering someone. So here is also Metcalf's family, including his twin brother and parents, stand with the DA following the murder conviction of Carmelo Anthony. A Texas jury found Anthony guilty of murder in the fatal stabbing of the student-athlete during a high school track meet. Anthony was sentenced to 35 years. So let's get a little bit of their comments. There's his twin brother, surviving twin brother, with the family, and I believe their legal representation. And this was some of what they had to say after the verdict.
And today, the process delivered accountability. We are grateful to this jury, and we are grateful that the good citizens of Collin County had an opportunity to weigh in on this case. I'm proud of the exceptional work of Bill Werski and our team of prosecutors, DA investigators, and victim advocates, and all the good and outstanding men and women of the Collin County District Attorney's Office. We thank all the parents and their brave kids who did the right thing. Despite the trauma of witnessing the senseless murder at a school track meet, they cooperated fully and testified truthfully.
Look at this. We're on the main page here. Thanks to X for this shout out. Relief Valve Podcast is hosting my show, and we're on the main right now, live on X, along with Alex Jones and Agenda Free TV. He's over there talking about U.S. strikes on Iran. Yeah, things are going crazy over there. By the way, the Ireland situation, I am going to be getting to that after we're done with this. Ireland is blowing up. I think it's quite literally on fire right now. An immigrant, an illegal immigrant, tried to cut someone's head off. And the Irish people have finally had enough. There are roving gangs of the Irish, which there might be some remnants or some of the IRA there, the Irish Republican Army. They're like Ireland's terrorist version of ISIS or something, but they are fighting back against the English government because England controls Ireland and Scotland. So the IRA has been something that's existed since I've been a young lad. And you've seen them in the Sons of Anarchy. If you've watched the Sons of Anarchy, that's who they were trading weapons with. It was the IRA. And I think the Irish Republican Army is in the streets as well, and they're part of this, and they are fighting back against the illegal immigration and trying to take their country back. We are going to get to that. We'll continue here.
Their courage was essential to securing justice in this case.
I hope, can you hear this all right?
I'm especially honored to be joined here today by their courage was essential to Jeff and Megan Metcalf and their son Hunter. Their strength and grace through this has been their strength and grace throughout this unimaginable journey has been inspiring. They won't be taking questions at this time, but their presence here speaks volumes about their commitment to seeking justice for Austin.
All right, now I'm going to show you some of the animals. The animals were there in full force. All of them that thought it was they were, you know what, as I had some negative things to say about Chud the Builder. When I talked about the story of him being arrested after the shooting when he was attacked by a deranged black man. And, you know, I said I didn't appreciate what he did. I didn't appreciate him being out there and doing what he did. It doesn't help it doesn't help the cause. It doesn't help relations between both races. But you see stuff like this, and I'm like, they chimping out. I'm not sure. Maybe Chud and some of these others have a point of their own that they're making here. So here's some of this. Carmelo Anthony's mother and father left the courthouse today. His mother was screaming, "Racist bias, racist bias." Even after a guilty verdict and a 35-year sentence for murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, they still refuse to accept responsibility, instead crying racism and bias. It's always the black community doesn't need to seem to have to take any responsibility. It's always, well, slavery. We're doing all this because we were slaves, even though none of them were slaves. They can't even count back to ancestors that were slaves anymore. I doubt they have any memorabilia left over from people that were family members in their lineage that were slaves anymore. But it's always slavery and racism. Not that we actually did something bad and we should take any sort of responsibility for it. Instead, crying racism and bias, no accountability, no remorse, just more excuses. Austin's family deserves better than this circus. Here is Carmelo Anthony's mother. Where's Dad? Oh, Dad is there. Okay. Dad's there. By the way, I think they weren't there for like the final process. They fucked off and just left him. They never went back. There's reports of they never went back. So they left. My understanding so far is they left before the guilty verdict and couldn't even be bothered to return after the guilty was rendered. So these fucking pieces of shit, what you left and you just ran to your GoFundMe page so you could pull more money out? Is that what you did? Here's their trash mother and father.
If they do a press conference, they better not hear shit with Velo Strong. If they do a press conference, I don't want to hear nothing with Velo Strong. If they do
Is this the family? That's the mama. Okay, we got mom right there on the left in the middle being escorted down. Justice for...
So she's over there screaming. That might be hard to see. She's in the stairs over there along with the father. She's screaming. Their other retard supporters are over here behind the police line yelling back to them.
Carmelo! Justice for Carmelo! Justice for Carmelo!
Justice for Anthony Carmelo. He murdered someone in cold blood. And these people's response is justice for Anthony Carmelo. Or Carmelo Anthony? Which one is it? Who gives a fuck? Carmelo Anthony?
Justice for Carmelo!
Hey, we got y'all. That's the family right there. Uh-oh. Justice for Carmelo! For Carmelo!
Virtue signaling pieces of shit.
Justice for Carmelo! Justice for Carmelo! Justice for Carmelo! Justice for Carmelo!
No justice, no peace. There you go. So, there haven't been any riots left going that I'm aware of. But we'll see what it turns into.
Let me know, brother. It's the Mello family. It's the Mello family right there.
This ain't nothing, this ain't nothing, Ninja. This ain't shit. We gon' get him. This ain't shit. Fucking trash loser bums. You can act like human beings. Act like animals. There's so much screaming of the retards here. I can't actually make out what's happening here. I already know there's not any actual useful conversation happening here, but it's just screaming monkeys at each other. I think that's the mom. That's the trash piece of shit mom. I guess it was the dad on the other side. They look like they're 25. What the fuck? Racist bias. This is the part where she's screaming racist bias. Let's get a chant going. Why can't a black person stab an innocent white boy in the middle of the day in front of everybody? What kind of fucking country won't allow that? Fucking trash. Okay. So now we're showing here afterwards, it's all empty. All the fake supporters are all gone. You would think if they were real, they might still be outside the courthouse, still protesting. He's in jail in the lower levels of the courthouse right now. Where are all their bullshit little fake protesters? Nick Sorter saying here, the Collin County courthouse where Carmelo Anthony was convicted yesterday is completely devoid of protesters. Their lies and propaganda did not work. Not a single supporter showed up today for Carmelo, who's locked in the jail in this very parking lot. The only ones here now are media outlets and people conducting real business at the courthouse. This is him taking video of it. Nothing. They all gone. They all chimping out somewhere else. So now some of these retards, Sarah Fields was there. She was reporting live from there, giving live updates while she was there. I have a partial disagreement with her because she's going on Megyn Kelly tonight. Megyn Kelly's show. So she said, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you to anyone that doesn't like I'm going on Megyn Kelly's show. The point Sarah is making is that Sarah is trying to get Austin Metcalf's story out, and she's going to go on as many platforms as she can in order to get that message out and tell people about what's going on about the trial, and also get her brand shown as well so people find out what she's doing and the work that she's doing. I applaud that. The problem is you're going on a lying, fake, conservative, grifting piece of shit show, and Megyn Kelly, a Candace Owens supporter, who's another lying, grifting piece of shit that makes up stories in order to get everyone riled up. Megyn Kelly is a fucking scumbag, and I told her, in my personal opinion, I think it's a double-edged sword. If you're going on Megyn Kelly's show, you can get the message out there, and you can promote your brand. Also, everyone that's watching is going to realize you went on Megyn Kelly's show, and it's also going to be a black mark on your brand. If you go on lying, grifting pieces of shit that are part of the legacy media, you are showing that you are a part of it, that you're not trying to do good things. You know, if I got invited on Ben Shapiro's show, I might be able to get my brand out there, and I might be able to get seen by other people. But imagine the backlash I'm going to get for going on Ben Shapiro's show. If I speak out about the Daily Wire, if I speak out about being truthful with my audience and not lying to them about what I'm doing. So she can dislike me as well for my opinion. That's fine. And ultimately, she's going to do what she has to do. But I think it's a bad idea to go on Megyn Kelly. But having said that, two things can be true at once. I think it's a bad idea that she's going on Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly's a piece of shit. But I do like and applaud the work that Sarah Fields is doing. She's been there and she's been getting the information out there. I applaud her for that. So that's my personal opinion, and you guys come to your own. But Sarah posting here, the crazed Carmelo supporters have started another petition to target the brother. So now they're trying to do a change.org petition in order to have his surviving twin brother arrested for assault. It shows that they have 28 mentally ill retards. who have signed up for this. This is a petition to get him arrested. Polymarket now giving an update here. Give, Send, Go has shut down Carmelo Anthony's fundraiser after his murder conviction, putting more than $630,000 in donations in limbo. That shit trash ghetto family shouldn't get $1. As a matter of fact, all of that should go to the Metcalf family. That's where it should go. Not to that trash ghetto family. Congratulations, or kudos, I should say, to Give, Send, Go for doing the right thing and not giving this money to a murderer and a murderous family that tried to justify their son killing people. This was disgusting, too. Another ghetto piece of trash that is no longer has a job. She's finishing out the rest of her term. This is Jasmine Crockett, allegedly defending convicted murderer Carmelo Anthony as a scared black boy who deserved mercy and was only convicted because of racism. Here's the dumb ghetto trash.
Ended up stabbing, puncturing. I don't know what this tool was that they talk about, knife, or some refer to it as a tool.
A tool? It was a hammer. No, he used a zip tie. It was a tool. They were unclear about the tool. Everyone knew it was a knife and he was stabbed in the heart. This bitch is trying to play it off like it was a tool. Maybe, was it a flower? Was it a little daisy? And he whacked the Metcalf brothers with a daisy? I don't know.
He ended up hitting Austin one time. And it was about where he hit him. One time, 2 inches.
Yeah, one time in the fucking heart. If I'm going to do something and I stab you one time in the eye, I only need one time.
This wasn't someone who said, hey, let me stab you 5, 6, 7 times. And so when you're looking at the punishment range, there's a reason in Texas that it goes from 5 to 99 or life, because you are looking at how intentional, like how bad was this? 35 years for a kid who had decided to go under a tent that was not his team's tent as it was raining, and simply didn't want to be put out in the rain by some random kid that he didn't know who was larger than him. Listen, a lot of people don't know what it is to live as a black person in this country, but just like you can give the benefit of the doubt to so many police officers when they go out and they shoot some black unarmed person, even though they are trained, the fact that there was little to no mercy seen or humanity seen when this black boy said that I was scared.
So if this were a white boy in his exact same position, you don't think he'd get a 35-year sentence?
I would guarantee you it wouldn't have happened. I don't even know if he would have been convicted, because if a white boy would have said that they were afraid of a black boy, something tells me that that jury that didn't have any black people on it, they would have believed him in his fear.
Well, there's so many different opinions on this case. I mean, even your Republican colleague, Randy Fine, he's saying that he should get the death penalty. Your take on that?
Again, racism.
What a dumb ghetto piece of trash. He used some tool, I don't know, and he only did it one time? Yeah, because it was in his heart, you dumb cunt. That's the reason it was one time. He died immediately after that. It required one time. But a couple more might have made you change your opinion, so stab him after the fact? Because I bet the coward ran after it was over. That's why. But what a dumb ghetto piece of trash. This speaks to the representation that's in Congress. Dumb ghetto twisted trash like that is what we have for representatives. And we wonder why, in whatever area you live in, that our lives suck and they're making such stupid fucking decisions because dumb cunts like that are being voted into office by other dumb Democrat cunts who don't actually pay attention to what's going on and don't actually pay attention to what the score is. That's why your life is harder. That's why it's harder to raise your family. Dumb bitches and dumb motherfuckers on the other side. Just like that. Absolutely disgusting fucking statements from her. I'm glad she's out of office. She got redistricted. She is supposed to be kicked out. She's serving her final term. And I hope she goes and drops dead in a fucking ditch somewhere where ghetto trash deserves to be. Okay. Another rant. Sorry, everyone. Why can't people just look at this for the situation that it was? One young man brutally murdered another young man. It doesn't matter what their skin color was. But this is what it has to turn into, and the black community has to cry racism because they should be allowed to kill white people for free. It's ridiculous. So Cinema Shogun here, he says, Carmelo Anthony never showed or expressed any remorse for murdering Austin Metcalf. Carmelo showed no emotion when they played the 911 call in court. Carmelo showed no emotion during the witness testimonies, reliving that tragic day in full detail. Carmelo showed no emotion when pictures of Austin's lifeless body were shown in court. Carmelo showed no emotion when Austin's autopsy photos were shown to the jury. Carmelo broke down crying in agony while shaking uncontrollably when his guilty verdict was announced. So Mr. Crybaby Murderer only cried for himself. He didn't cry because through this whole thing, he was told, you're not going to be convicted. You're not going to get a lot of time. You're a young black man in America in 2026. You can kill white people for free. You're gonna get an ankle bracelet and you're gonna get probation because it's self-defense. I guarantee this is the smoke they were blowing up his ass. So he sat there like, I'm a stone cold killer, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about anything you're showing me. I'm gonna sit here like a gangster. You're gonna show me the verdict, and I'm gonna walk away out here almost a free man. Except he got all the time and he cried his little bitch eyes out because the narrative that he was given was in fact not the truth. His cries were so loud you could hear them outside the courtroom. That makes me happy. What does this prove? Carmelo wasn't capable of showing sympathy or feeling empathy for anyone but himself. He viewed taking a white kid's life like it was nothing. The people around him had fully convinced that he didn't do nothing wrong. Correct, as I just said. He didn't learn anything from the entire process, and even down to the very last moment, he still viewed himself as the victim. So I hope his ass gets stretched out in prison. I hope his jaw gets broken. I hope he gets beaten down to the worst possible way in prison. And that he suffers horribly before he gets to get out at 35 years old and live his fucking best life. Fucking jurors. Cinema Shogun with another one here. We're going to wrap up and then we're going to get to Ireland. There's a black Carmelo Anthony supporter on a bicycle riding around attacking random white people now and then accusing them of being on the jury. So he's just riding around punching white people in the face now, and then he says, oh, my bad, I thought you were on the jury. They're doing it just for the shit of it. He's even recording himself doing it, and from what I've been told, he's threatening to attack more people as well. I've sent this video and can't verify who the person is or where exactly the video was recorded. Please share and spread the word so we can stop the psycho from hurting and killing someone. He is recording himself doing this on a bicycle, of course, because he can't afford a car. And here's some of that.
Hey, wasn't you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously.
Weren't you on jury selection? And then he just punches like a homeless guy. It looks like collecting change in the face. Some other women, sounds like black women as well, go, no, he wasn't part of that. What are you doing? You just hit a homeless guy in the face for nothing.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
He's a vet, dude. He's a vet. He's a vet. He ain't been on jury selection.
Oh, she's white.
You gonna die.
Quit, dude.
You on jury? When you on jury?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
You on jury selection?
You gonna die.
You was on jury selection.
See, he lied, and then he laughs.
Not for Anthony. Not for Carmelo Anthony. Oh. All right, my B. I thought you was on jurisdiction for
My B. My bad.
My B.
My B. My B, ninja.
Man, what?
What? More ghetto trash. So they're going after, this is randomly punching white people in the face for the shit of it, to punch white people in the face because of what happened. That's all that is. I hope he gets his head smashed in with a weapon. That's my personal opinion. Okay, so we're moving on from Carmelo Anthony. Hopefully he's going to get his shit pushed in, as they like to say, in prison, and I can't wait to get the information about that and talk to you about that. Him and his family and his supporters are all garbage. We're going to move on. 35 years is not enough. That's my opinion. Moving on. So, in Ireland, they have been having an illegal immigrant problem there as well. people pouring in, and they're taking them in. Their local government supporting illegal immigrants instead of supporting the natural people of Ireland. Every government seems to be doing this. The French are supporting illegals over French citizens. The UK is supporting illegals over UK citizens. Ireland is doing the same thing. Several young women have been raped. Young girls have been sexually assaulted as well. Roving rape gangs walk around in groups of 4 to 5 men, and they go after unaccompanied women. So now it appears to be, there was already some disturbance prior to this where the Irish people were getting frustrated with it. Now this appears to be the straw that broke the camel's back, and we're going to hear about some of that here.
The situation is getting so bad and so dire in Ireland that you have podcasters and massive media personalities like Alex Jones talking about Ireland. Here we have a podcast clip from Sean Jones' podcast, Sean Johnson podcast, I should say, talking about the death of the West. It says that Alex Jones and Sean Johnson analyze the latest horrifying clips of the Muslim invasion of the West and the war game solutions to the globalist great replacement agenda. Europe is being taken over. It just plain and simply is. If you can't see that, you are completely blind.
Do you feel like we're losing a fight between good and evil right now in this world? I think we were losing. We didn't know how bad it was. We were all busy watching TV and compartmentalized. Now the Great Awakening is happening. The globalists are on white papers admit it's happening. So there's an awakening and people are starting to get politically involved. We're starting to have some victories. So we're getting close to starting to turn the tide and win.
Yeah, so it's almost like we're winning, but in Europe, it almost feels like we're losing. Maybe in the US, they're winning with the media. But in Ireland, lads, in Europe, it's a dire situation. It's not like we have a hope of winning in the next 5 to 10 years. Hopefully we do. The Great Awakening is happening. People are waking up. People are seeing now that there's no such thing as racism. There's no such thing as prejudice, that we're just getting screwed over. The white people that built Europe are getting screwed over every single day. So there is that change coming. There's a massive change coming.
Okay, so we're coming from behind. But listen, that's why the globalists are flooding us with 90% military-age men. They have UN NGOs in Africa, the Middle East, all over the place, where they bring the lowest IQ criminals. The governments dump their criminals out. They take them up to 6 months to a UN refugee center, show them videos, movies about whites are evil, America's bad, Europe's bad. You're going there to get women. You're going there to get free money. They have schoolgirls in Germany, in Wales, in England. I can show you these. Anything I'm telling you, I'm pull up. 10 years old going, baby, I want you. I'm wearing short schoolgirl. You are African. You are Muslim. I'm waiting for you in Wales. I'm here at the girls' school. And in Germany, they're thinking, oh, hi, I want you. We're Muslim. And then they run ads on children's TV.
Wow, that's incredible. I didn't know that. So they're actually, and I was saying this for years, guys, the UN and the EU is paying Ireland tons of money. They're paying the Irish government to bring over the lowest IQ savages, people from the African plains, from the Serengeti, from the flipping Middle East, somewhere, some hellhole in the Middle East where they don't even speak English. They don't speak barely any languages. They can't use the bathroom properly. They don't live in houses. They live in mud huts. They have no civilization. The governments are being paid, Irish government, British government, the Portuguese government, they're being paid by these massive NGOs, these massive UN, EU conglomerates, and they're bringing people over. It's terrifying stuff, and they're bringing over these terrorist people from Al-Shabaab, from all these ISIS training camps. We know for a fact, Alex Jones confirmed it, they're literally giving schoolgirls to show themselves to these savages, so they're getting attacked barbarically. It's savagery. This is crazy.
I'm 12, and I've married a 24-year-old Muslim. He pleasures me well. And then they air this for the Muslims to see it. Then they get to the staging grounds on the coast of,
I haven't seen that. I don't know exactly what he's referring to, where these commercials are being played from certain places in order to cater to the Muslim community. So that part, just for me to speak about it, I can't confirm it. If he says he has the information, I would be curious to see the commercials. How the left is and how these governments run, it would not surprise me that they are showing sexually provocative commercials in order to entice these men coming from these other countries. Because from a lot of these other Muslim countries, I mean, there isn't even really an age of consent, I don't think. Some of them can marry a young bride at between 9 and 12 years old. They'll take them that young. It's like medieval times when you took a young queen. That's how some Muslims are taking them that young. But I haven't seen it personally. So he's making the comment, but I can't make a comment of my own of it other than I don't personally have proof. And again, I've told everybody that follows the show, I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass about what is happening out there, even if it fits my narrative, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. So I don't have any information to corroborate that at the time. We'll continue.
Tunisia and places, and then these big Zodiac boats that hold like 100 people at a time, some of those big ships, hundreds of them a day are hitting, and they have knives, they jump off them, and just take the towns. You got footage right here. Yeah. This is just this week. And then stabbing, murdering, killing, everyone hides, guys with clubs, beating, killing.
That's what it is. It's a mass invasion. A lot of people don't understand. They're hopping in these boats in Tunisia, in Libya, because of the fall of, Gaddafi and Libya. Libya used to be a nice place. They invaded Libya, they killed Gaddafi, they destroyed all the civilization there. Now you have most of Africa that are savages, like these people that are primitive people. They don't speak English, they're just monstrous people, primitive. They're hopping on these boats and they're literally invading in hundreds, thousands every day to the UK, to flipping Ireland, to all these different places along the coast there of Europe, to Italy, France. These places are just being bombarded every single day by these savages with swords, and they're going around cutting people's heads off. It's monstrous activity what's happening.
Try to stop them, the police come in and dominate your ass. So it is a takeover by design. And so this is just a full war. The Vatican's funding it too. They won't take one person to the Vatican City, 200-foot walls.
The bearded dragon is going nuts because I just fed him. Hold on a minute. Come here, you maniac. You want to go? I bought him for my girlfriend. Come here. This is the bearded dragon. Do you want to say hi to everybody first of all? You are going nuts, and if I let you run around, this is Dino the Bambino. He's jumping up the walls right now because he got fed with worms. Now he's happy as a clown. How long are you going to stay here? Not long. We'll see.
Pope says just, you must take them, flood, attack. He says, I don't want to hear about the Christian roots of Europe. Attack. Yeah. And so this is their jihad, but the globalists, the left is using the Muslims, the Red and Green Alliance, to do this. So there's no way to hype this. Like, that doesn't sound real. I can show you footage out of Ireland, Scotland, England, Spain, Germany, where the NGOs have schoolgirls, 10, 11, 12, literally shake their ass and say, I'm waiting, I want African men, baby. And then they show them this on TV, on these and then they go to the refugee center, are brainwashed for 6 months on average, loaded on ships or airplanes and flown in. And they show up going, I'm here for the wedding.
That echo isn't me. I don't know why it's doing that. I apologize. I don't know if that's on his end. I'm muted for everything else that I'm monitoring. So it's odd.
I'm here to conquer you. Some of you know English. I can tell you. I saw 50 videos this week. I'm here to conquer. I'm here to get white pussy. You're women in my slave. I'm gonna fucking rape you, motherfucker. And it's just like psychotic. We gotta make a film about it. Dude, I swear to God, you pulled this up. Told you got a woman who poop out of the cow.
I believe it, guys. They're brainwashing these people before they come over. They're having.
See, that stops and his voice goes normal. He's just talking in his room. So that echo is coming from Alex Jones talking.
In these refugee camps, in Tunisia, Libya, Syria, and then they fly them in after they brainwash them, saying that these, you deserve these white women, you deserve to attack us, we deserve to die, the white people deserve to die, you need to kill the people, savage, barbaric the area. That's what's happening. This is happening en masse. This is confirmed, guys. There's videos of it online.
He's going to show some video as well of the migrants going after people and attacking people as we continue along. So bear with it.
People aren't talking about it, though. They don't want to talk about it.
What was the thing I was just saying? No, show that. That's nothing. At least you found one. Which one? Show the invasion of the Africans just climbing over the fences, running around. They're robbing 18-wheelers. Imagine like 100 Africans just run out, rob your 18-wheeler, drag you out, loot it. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, you can't make this up. You just had it up there.
I know, I deleted it.
Well, it doesn't matter. Just type in African hordes invade Spain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just type Africans invade Spain.
Look at this. Savagery. Wow.
I know that's hard to see. This is Spain. They're climbing the fences and making their way onto a highway. There are what appear to be hundreds of them lining the fence line.
That's terrifying.
It goes on and on. You ought to see the footage once they get in. And that's just the 500,000 they legalized was the latest. They legalized like 3 million there. And by the way,
yeah, they legalized 3 million people to come in and invade the place. It's unbelievable. The Spanish governments let them come in. They want the Spanish people to be destroyed. They want them to be conquered. They're there to conquer the people. These people that are coming over are here to conquer us, guys. Understand? These people that are coming to these asylum centers are here to conquer us. They're here to kill us. They're savages. They're coming with knives, bombs. We don't even know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. It's going to be a flipping World War III hell on earth type situation. 28 days later, it's going to be flipping I Am Legend. It's going to be a flipping horror show.
Jobs. I saw this footage in Spain this morning.
Right here.
There you go. I sent you one out of Spain where they just walk around with clubs just beating people in the head.
Yeah, here you go. This is, they made it through.
All men.
But it gets worse.
All military-aged men.
I saw footage this week out of Ireland, these Africans who don't have any jobs, even brand new council houses. I mean, nice little cottages. And they go, and they go, thank you, Irish government, for the money. They open their trunks full of all this hamburger and food. They go, we don't work, we party. You work for us now. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, so he's right about that. Alex Jones is on the money, guys. He knows everything. He's a very intelligent guy. He said that the Irish government are bringing in these savages from Africa, from the Middle East. They're giving them loads of money. They're giving them free council houses. And then the Irish people are made to work for these savages. So they can kill us, pillage us, take our money, take our house, kill your kids, sexually assault your daughters. That's what we're paying for. That's what we're paying our taxes for in this country.
Hey, go ahead and play this. This is nothing.
I mean, this is coming through, guys. Come on. These guys are coming over, man, with knives. They're wearing warrior jackets. They're wearing military clothing.
Tino saw the dog and he's ready to hightail it out of there. All right,
actually, you haven't found the bad stuff this weekend. Let me see. Wait till you see this is nothing. Keep going. What's the exact search term?
It's absolute brutality.
You got to use their terms. In fact, migrant boats arrive in Spain. Okay. You know, like 20 black boats just racing in with UN operatives running it. And they just jump off and they see the first camp person and they go, I kill you, I kill you, I kill you.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen videos in Dublin of migrants saying, well, I'm going to cut your head off, I'm going to kill your ass. And Irish people were sitting there like, what the hell? We just went to go get a full Irish breakfast. We're here enjoying our night out, our nice peaceful night out. And you have savages that are saying they're going to cut our heads off. I mean, we've never done anything to these people. Irish people have never done anything to Africans. We've given them money. We've never done anything to Asians. We've given them money. We've helped them for years. For some reason, they want to kill us. And I think it's brainwashing that the states are paying these savages to come over and kill us.
They're such friendly people.
Yeah. Now would be a good time for Jesus.
Oh, look at this.
There you go.
This is a normal day. Look at this.
In Spain, huh?
Military-aged men marching around and
it's a full takeover. Yeah. Throwing up gang signs. They got gangs too, people.
Notice they're not wearing shorts. They just got off boats here. This is a coastal town.
Oh my God. Disaster. Thank God we're not living on the coast of Ireland. That's crazy. I mean, thank God.
So a new update here. Allegedly, Cardi B says she's going to pay $5 million to a lawyer for Carmelo Anthony. Because of the circumstances where the black jurors were eliminated, and the defense for Carmelo Anthony can claim that there was that he didn't have the potential of a fair trial. They can now try an appeal because they had a solo lawyer that was representing the family, I think non grata. I'm not sure he was asking for anything. He just wants the views and the political clout. So he was representing them. That's where the talk of they didn't have to pay a lawyer comes in. And now Cardi B, the dumb, untalented whore that says that this was racism and that he shouldn't have been, jailed, is claiming that she's going to pay $5 million to a lawyer for Carmelo Anthony. So with the appeal, he will have an official, proper lawyer if this is accurate. And it would not surprise me at all because Cardi B has come on and made comments in defense of Carmelo Anthony.
And woman and child over the age of 15 years old or 12 years old can own a flipping rifle to fight and actually protect yourself from these nutcases. Okay, because that's what's going to happen. These hordes of men come in. How are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to protect your family? We have no guns here to protect ourselves. You cannot protect yourself, Irish man and woman, just because you have one little rifle, you have a little bolt-action rifle, or you have your granddaddy's shotgun here. You think you're going to protect your house. You ain't protecting shit, guys. We are in for a world of hurt, guys. There's nothing we can do with these people. We're just sitting ducks here, waiting to die. That's what we are. We're waiting to die from these savages. They're gonna sexually assault your daughter in front of you, your 10-year-old daughter, and then they're gonna cut your head off. That's what's gonna happen.
Holy shit! Look at that.
They all got multi-thousand debit cards, $500, $1,000 smartphones, all provided by the NGOs.
Yeah, the NGOs give them money for phones.
NGOs. Is anybody going to war with them.
No, they Doge did, and Trump got rid of Elon. Now it's continued. And I had on Bovino on the former Border Patrol. He said, no, they're firing all the good people, and Trump's bringing in all the former Democrats to run it.
Look at this. So this says, a North African immigrant tries to break in and abuse a female bus driver in Spain after she refused his sexual advances.
Yeah, they're sexually deprived if you refuse them. If you're a white woman and you refuse their sexual advances, they're going to cut your head off and then just sexually abuse your dead body. That's what's coming, guys. Good job. Great job to everyone who voted in Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. No English, of course.
Smacking the window on the bus.
I mean, this is just
unbelievable. Running and jumping and kicking.
They have migrant appreciation concerts in Germany and Sweden, and then young women show up. There's videos of like 300 men gang raping them.
Yeah, this guy's out of his fucking mind crazy.
No, that's what.
Did you hear that? They have migrant appreciation camps in Germany.
Do not jump
in. 300 migrant men are sexually assaulting some woman at
I know
this
what you're trying to do.
event.
You're trying to go on an adventure.
Come on. We think this is not going to happen in Ireland. This is coming to Ireland, lads.
They got
a real problem.
That is cultural enrichment, bro. By the way, tourism's down like in Paris 80%. We're not just cherry picking. Here's good footage. This is one of the ones.
Chase you around the whole area right now.
And they're coming down off the hill to the house.
It looks like a marathon.
Yeah, this is the real stuff.
This is terrifying. Look at this stuff, guys. This is coming to a village near you.
And next they start people are running.
No, they start grabbing families out, and you see them drugged into the brush. And it's mass death, bro.
Yeah, Spain is cooked. I mean, Spain is truly conquered. They don't know what to do with these people running around. They're coming from the hills. I mean, this is like a horror movie. This is like a psychological horror movie. You know, what has happened to Spain? Spain is terrifying, guys. I hate to see Spain so badly hit with all this insanity. We love Spain. The Spanish people are beautiful. I love all Spanish people. Italians, beautiful. I mean, this is World War III. This is the invasion. This is the attack. Someone's going to have to come and free us once again. There's going to be war on the streets, lads. If these men come together.
Cucking is this. Now you finally found one of the ones. There's one where like 1,000 go over the hill, and then it cuts to just grabbing 18-wheeler drivers out and just smashing their heads in. And then if you criticize them, you go to jail.
Yeah. If you come on the internet like I do and show these videos, you have a...
So I want to show you some of the breakdown of what is happening. We can get rid of that dumb bitch. A Nazi got elected in, was it Maine? Graham Plattner just won his primary. Democrats voted for a guy who has a Nazi tattoo, lied repeatedly about his Nazi tattoo, said he would rape people, sexted with women while married, bragged about drawing penises in porta potties, praised Islamic terrorists, said he's a communist, joined an app known to be used by predators to contact minors. This was Senate for, I want to say it was Maine. I didn't follow this one. Yeah, he gives his salute to his comrade. So remember if Elon Musk did that and they were like, fuck a Nazi. Yep. U.S. Democratic primary projected winner. So he won his primary run. He'll face a Republican candidate. And since Maine is another Democratic shithole, he'll end up getting in. So the Nazis that the Democrats hate so much, they're voting them into office. Make that make sense. Okay, I'm gonna get to that later. JP Sears is funny. All right, we have the Metcalf family. I'm trying to clean out my my to-do thing here of stuff to talk about. This was the illegal voting in California. I am going to get to that. I want to finish what's happening in Ireland. Let's get some of this.
We're getting hollered tonight.
I think they're going after migrants' homes and places where they're living and setting their cars and different things on fire. Okay. Another car has been tipped over, set on fire from Sky News. And I've got more. They're like raiding through the streets. Yeah, that was crazy. They used him for money and then left him to get sentenced alone. We're going backwards a little bit to Carmelo Anthony. Anthony's parents did not return to the courtroom despite the jury being called back. So that's the trash family that they have. They abandoned their son. They're like, yeah, you killed and you didn't get away with it. You're fucking useless now. Cars with migrants are getting attacked. The police are calling for backup. We're heading back to Ireland here. Anti-beheading riots in full swing. People are pissed.
Holy shit, man.
They're trying to spray him with something. They're going after the car. It looks like young people, too. The young are rising up. That's good.
Oh, my God. What the fuck?
Get me out of here. They're going to drive into me.
Oh, my. What the fuck, lad?
They just punch him.
Fucking A.
What the fuck?
They're taking the fucking piss out. Setting fires in the streets, setting their cars on fire. Now, unlike illegals and immigrants that just trash and burn down the whole city, these people are actually targeting the illegals and the people supporting them. The chaos is for a reason. Not just to burn buildings down because you're upset about something. Let's get back to bookmarks. Because I have more. England and Ireland and Wales and Scotland unite the ghosts of your ancestors. United we stand, God bless. Mile high deplorable. He's in Colorado. Maybe he's, I don't know, maybe he's from Ireland or Scotland and he's joining it, but happy guilty day. Congratulations on your first day of prison, you fucking piece of shit. Okay. As the sun goes, here's Tommy Robinson. He's in the UK. He's been leading the pro-conservative movement. This is a real guy here. He's been jailed multiple times for defending regular United Kingdom citizens. As the sun goes down over Northern Ireland, homes and vehicles burn in Belfast. There's no sound, but you have the overhead view of the people in the streets, and they're burning illegals, cars, and migrants and places where they stay. You're no longer welcome here. Fuck off. Now, as we go through all of this, I will show you the straw that broke the camel's back. The illegal Syrian immigrant that tried to cut the head off of an Irish citizen. Mass deportations in Ireland and the UK, or we hang our governments before the end of the summer. That's what Mr. Truthbomb said. So are the people coming after the government at this point? Is this a civil war happening there? Some people are bringing that up. Is this civil war now in the UK, in Eastern Europe? This is Andy No. Belfast, June 9th. This was yesterday. Rioters protesting over the attempted beheading in Belfast by, an African migrant. Suspect, well, no, because Syria's in Africa, Northern Africa? I'm going to look that up. In Belfast by an African migrant. Suspect set up a road blockade using fire on the Crumlin Road area. I don't remember if they said he was Syrian or I was watching another update. I'm going to have to look that up and be sure. They're saying Africa, but you've got Muslim countries in Northern Africa. Here we go. This is a quick one. But you're showing all of them in the streets, setting cars and stuff on fire. This is new. This is from 2C TV. This is legitimate. They are following the Iran war. They are saying that, just as a quick little side note here, war has erupted once again between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Khost and Paktika provinces have been hit. So I'm going to try to follow more of that. They've already been having border skirmishes there. Both of them are nuclear-armed countries, so there's always an emphasis on trying to de-escalate over there. We'll see what that turns into. Now, here's the thing. This is why I think some of this is the IRA. But an anonymous group in Ireland called the Irish Citizen Army has surfaced to the internet. They are claiming to dismantle systematic injustices ravaging Irish citizens and fortify communities against external threats. What do you think about this? Now, I'm wondering if the Irish Citizen Army is just a new name and a new thing for the IRA.
Irish and British government.
Rebranding.
Citizens of Ireland, we address you tonight with a heavy heart, but with a firm resolve. We are the Irish Citizen Army, also known as the ICA. We created the rebirth of the ICA of 1913. We are all citizens, fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, driven to finally take action on the intolerable corruption which is forced on us by the Irish and British governments. We also believe that the British government has no right in Ireland, has never had any right in Ireland, and never can have any right in Ireland.
That's statements from the IRA. When he's branching off and he's saying the English government has no rights, has never had any rights, and shouldn't be here, that's the IRA. They crazy motherfuckers in their own right.
We represent all of Ireland's 32 counties. We refuse to witness the suffering of our citizens. Our Irish citizens refuse to be treated as second-class citizens on their own island. We, the ICA, refuse to witness our heritage and culture being erased. We refuse to witness the suffering and killing of innocent Irish citizens. We, the ICA, will fight for Ireland. We, the ICA, will take the necessary steps to achieve our goals.
So this is a statement from them. There has been countless attacks and killings of Indigenous Irish people over the last years, and at the hands of unvetted migrants coming into our country. A fact that this traitorous and horrendously weak government, alongside their bought media, fails to address. A statement from the ICA.
Our plan is to take action on the injustice of Irish citizens and to fight for a fair, free, and independent Ireland. We are fighting for our future, the future of our children, the future of Ireland. We are fighting for our identity, our heritage, and our culture. Our system is corroded from within, of the institutions of state hollowed out by greed and self-interest. We have borne witness to a creeping paralysis within the very heart of our government. Laws crafted to serve the people have been twisted to serve private pockets. Public funds, intended for healthcare, education, the protection of our communities, for our own homeless and our children, have been siphoned off, diverted, or simply vanished into the ether of unaccountability.
Irish government have been accused of outsourcing and paying millions annually to African and Muslim fraudsters who have set up companies in Ireland to provide for children in need. Isn't that interesting that we've been dealing with that here as well? This is their scam. Setting up fake daycares and fake institutions to take care of children. This has been their grift. We found it in Minnesota. Nick Shirley doing excellent work there. Nick Sorter doing his part and going out there as well. And now we're finding the child fraud. And they're saying this in Ireland as well. At least 2 of the 7 foreign-owned companies have been found to have forged, I don't know if this, Garda vetting and hiring unqualified staff, leaving our children completely open to all kinds of abuse.
Our communities, once bastions of neighborly support, are fracturing under the weight of fear. We hear your pleas, we see your worry, and the grim reality is that our country is no longer safe to walk the streets. Between the sheer number of illegal, undocumented military-age male migrants that flood our once beautiful streets, causing fear, terror, and threat of violence upon Irish communities, our own government threatening to remove our beautiful and sacred tricolour, the flag that so many brave men and women fought for, the very notion of peace and order, hard won over generations, is being systematically dismantled. We cannot allow the dream of a truly independent Ireland, won through such hardship, to be corrupted into a hollow shell serving only a select few. For a truly legal and a truly independent Ireland, for a nation where justice is paramount and its citizens can walk their streets in safety, action will be required. Not merely words, but decisive, principled action. We call upon all citizens, all institutions, all those who believe in the promise of this nation, to stand with us. The path ahead will be challenging, but it is a path we must together embark upon to save our country and our citizens. Thank you for listening.
I like it. I can trace my roots back to Ireland. I was born in the United States, but my mother is British. Her mother was British and married an Irish lad who had my mom. So my ties go back to Ireland. Good on them. I'm glad they're fighting back. The fight needs to happen. And it's happening here. We're faring better in the United States than these other countries are. I can assure you from what I follow, what is happening in Eastern European countries is worse. So here's Elon Musk responding to it. The Telegraph here, a man attempts to behead another man in the streets. No evidence of terror at this stage, police say. Belfast burns after knife attack protests. I believe this is the story here. Let's go over how we got here. The final straw that broke the camel's back. Violent disorder erupted in Belfast on Tuesday night after a Sudanese asylum seeker was charged with attempted murder. No, fuck off. No, I don't want a free account. Go fuck yourself. Oh, for fuck's sake. These cocksuckers trying to get something. Fuck you. I'll look it up myself. I don't need your fucking shit fucking site. Free account. Fuck you and your free account. Migrant HMOs are being targeted and set on fire in Northern Ireland. These are all these HMOs that get government-funded money, which is taxpayer money, and then turn around and give it to illegals so that they can populate the country with illegals that are beholden to them instead of the citizens of that country who have turned their back on the government because the government's screwing them.
Yeah, fuck our foreigners!
Oh, lad, put that fucking fire out. Okay, let's keep going here. This is stupid Chrissy Mayer. I just did this to shit on him. She's still not funny. Fucking talentless hack whore. Cover the anima verdict. We've already gone over all that. Court TV is left-wing garbage. So Black Panthers were there as well, doing the race war. Trying to tell that we got to tell our kids the truth that it's a racist-ass country. We got to tell them the truth. This is war. Yeah, fuck off. They chimping out. That was the woman with the gigantic fucking tits that are bigger than her torso. I covered that on yesterday's show. I just suffocate you with those things. Remember the chick in the movie, the comedy, The Dictator, that could break stuff with her tit and she smashed through bricks? That chick reminds me of that. Kim Coulter here, who I've kind of chatted with here and there. We don't have anything official. We just respond on some of each other's comments and had some kind of basic interactions between the two of us. We've been agreeing on things more than we've been disagreeing. She seems like she's doing good work. My first introduction to her was on the Simpcast when she was there with Brittany Venti and Cherry, and they were having that whole panel talking about the fallout from not being honest about the quartering and Melanie Mack. That's how I got introduced to Kim. I don't know if she's following me, but I am following her. Breaking and confirmed Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder. Okay, this was stuff I was saving as I was going through with the news. I wanted more of the stuff from Ireland. These new photos, people. This dude robbed the 7-Eleven, and they've been putting his face on Candace Owens now. Can't wait for Candace Owens to tell all about Russia. The Knicks game loss. Look at all of this. Again, the fatigue. It's all one race that's beating the crap out of each other. This is a basketball game. They're dealing with the loss of the Knicks. So huge crowds went outside into the streets to beat the shit out of each other. I ne'er a white person seen aside from the police. This is the dude. He's trying to cosplay as a stud. Here's some of his words.
Fellas, if you woke up this morning and you felt that lonely sensation, my fault, you heard me? Your girl is really excellent in that bed. Yes, Lord. Ask her how I do.
So there's... If people haven't done it already, they should put him as the guy from the Goonies. Hey, you guys! It looks just like him. So apparently this dude robbed not a 7-Eleven. He got caught robbing an auto parts store. I thought I had put something up about that. I got to see if I can go down. Madonna doing a performance in downtown New York. Watching this old, used-up hag try to move can you imagine what it's like down there? It's got to be the horror upon horrors. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to this on the Sunday Shitbag Roundup. The 67-year-old hag, and she's still trying to act like she's 25. The This couple, got to talk about them in the shitbag roundup. They aborted their child after it was found to be disabled, and they got rid of it. This guy is already a TikToker or an influencer doing stupid fucking videos. Now, surprise upon surprise, him and his loser wife or girlfriend decided they can't put in the minimal effort to raise a disabled child. I mean, absolute garbage human beings. I'll talk about them on Sunday. I don't know. Candace Owens going to Russia. Comrade Candace. We'll talk about that. I didn't save him. Which is my mistake. I think we're going to wrap up for today. But there were more roving gangs of people just going through and setting shit on fire in Ireland. And sometimes I bookmark and it's like it doesn't save. Though I'm clear that I didn't just I bookmarked it. This is one of the guys I have for my intro for the N team on the shitbag roundup. This is one of the full video of him.
Kick that nigger bitch off the plane!
Sir, please you need to stop. There are children. Please stop.
Nigger! Stop! Kick that nigger bitch off the plane!
Sir, please
and he's part of my N team
children.
intro. I may have to get myself a Burger King hat and then do a stream in the Burger King hat. I thought this wasn't real. People putting on the Burger King hat and being kings while they do some kingly things. But it's possible I may need to do that just for the fucking shit of it. There's a Quadrant doing a stupid fucking dance of gangly retard. Okay, so I'm going to have to find that dude. I don't know why I didn't save it. My apologies. That's my mistake. I need to find him and bring that dude back up. I'm pretty sure he robbed an auto parts store for whatever money that they had, and he ended up getting arrested. Now his mugshot has been showing up, and people have been taking his face and putting it on everything. But this was the midweek. This is the midweek Blitzkrieg. I hope you all enjoyed the show and you were informed. If you like the show, please give it a like and a follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're aware when the midweek Blitzkrieg comes up. And I'm hitting you with a Blitzkrieg. I'm hitting you with a surprise attack of information. And if you enjoyed the show and you feel strongly about trying to help me out, you can donate to buymeacoffee.com/Relief Valve Podcast, or scan with your phone, your camera phone, that handy little QR code right there, and that will take you immediately to the page, stress-free. You can leave whatever you feel like I'm worth, and if it's 1 penny and you want to call me a dirty piece of shit, you can do that too. I guess it's a free country. All right, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed all the information and updates you got today. What's today? Wednesday? I have an important family appointment on Friday. I will not be here on Friday, and I may not have a midweek update for Thursday. So if I can do, I wanted to do the CIA show. So we're not going to be politics per se, other than talking about the CIA. But I want to do the CIA show because I'm starting with Project Stargate. This is all real information directly off the CIA's website. This isn't hearsay. It isn't bullshit. I didn't hear this from a friend of a friend or the homeless guy that lives under the bridge. This is all the documentation that they have been forced to put online and make available to the public, either by FOIA, Freedom of Information Acts, or by the Congress forcing them to put some information out there. We are going to start with Project Stargate, which is far-seeing. It's like what you saw in Stranger Things. I believe that's where they got the original premise from, 11. And then we're going to move on from Stargate to MK Ultra, what has survived legitimately from MK Ultra, and Project Mockingbird. I'm going to make it a whole series. It'll take some time to get through. My plan is to do that on Saturdays and show you guys the ins and outs of what's really going on in all of this documentation from the CIA. Some is missing, burned, or destroyed. The rest is here, and you can access it. And we'll start with Project Stargate. So I wasn't able to do it last Saturday. I'm going to try, hence the word try, to do the CIA show and that will be the only thing for that show. It won't be the left versus the right or any other politics or Trump or anything. It will be purely going through the CIA files for that show. I'm planning it for Saturday. I just haven't come up with a time that I want to do it. Maybe early evening so we can dedicate like an hour or two for it. There's a lot of files to go through for each subject. All right. So hopefully CIA files, I'm coming up with an intro for it. That is the thing that's holding me up. So hopefully I can come up with something. Hopefully the CIA files on Saturday. And then, of course, I will see you Sunday for the Shitbag Roundup at 9 p.m. Thank you to all the new followers, live viewers, and support that we've been receiving. I hope that continues in the future. Thanks again, and I will talk to you all again on Saturday to dive into the CIA. Thanks, everyone.